gun in my pockets of my pants. So here, I'm gonna leave my pants here.
Sir, can you pull your
No.
back up?
I'm gonna take everything.
Can you please? Stars, yeah.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to look at another citizen journalist, this time Texas Sheepdog 72. He'll disregard the policy and disrupt governmental operations at the Houston Juvenile Court. We'll see how the Harris County constables interact with this, quote, citizen journalist. And I use journalists sparingly because normally these types of journalists report on their own personal problems and failures of coexisting in society. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.
I thought it might have been Harris County deputies or Harris County sheriff. So I know y'all's PIO status. What is this place? By the way, my name is Jack Miller. I'm with Internal Affairs Media, LLC from San Antonio. So I'm down here covering some stories on Harris County Sheriff's Office. What is this place?
Juvenile Justice Center.
What happens here? Do they have court and stuff here, or
They have courts here, but they have juveniles housed here.
juveniles housed as well?
They're housed here. It's like how the JPC house adults, they house juveniles. They have courts for that.
Okay, is there a place here where juvenile offenders and or their parents have to pay money for like fines, fees, things like that, like a cashier window? The reason I'm asking,
People ask about it, but I'm not for sure.
the reason I'm asking is my story today is coming down and paying fees.
Let me ask something over here.
Oh, listen, I didn't tell you what I was doing. I didn't tell you what I was doing. I'm paying fees for people who are having trouble paying their fees. I got about $1,000 to put towards people who are having trouble. Oh, okay.
Sometimes they know exactly.
I don't really want to go through security if there's none of that going on, so because that's what I'm working on. So.
Okay, let me ask you right quick.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
So let me get this right. So right off the bat, right from the beginning, he has no idea where he's at. Okay. And he has this story about going to pay $1,000 towards some random person's fines. How is a government clerk of the courts going to apply a random gift to a person's court fees? Right? This is not Walmart at Christmas time where a millionaire pays off everyone's layaway. Any kind of journalist would find the person in need first and then try to pay the delinquent fees. I'm skeptical at this point, to say the least.
That's another issue. There's people, they don't know where to go pay money, so they're like walking all over the place trying to figure it out.
You want me to keep my cash?
That's part of what the story is going to cover. These are where you go to pay money for different things. It'll save people trips. There we go. Oh.
All right. Remove your file, your phone, your keys, water.
And I have a monitor. I'm going to set it off in here.
Remove your belt, please.
It's
The watch.
The belt is
Yeah, your belt will
attached.
watch your wallet.
The belt is attached to
Is that a gun holster?
is
you
attached
have?
to insulin. So
The safe brace.
yes,
Shut up.
yeah,
Let me
that's a
see.
gun holster.
That's a gun holster.
It's plastic.
Yeah, please check it out.
That's the concern. What's the concern?
She said you have to take it back to your car.
Right. So what's the concern with the holster?
Speak up a little bit.
I don't want to block this. So we got an issue, right?
She said that it's part of gun and you're not on.
It's part. I'm sorry. Let me
They'll even let you bring ammo in here.
just so I'm hearing this correctly. You said that the holster is part of a gun.
Let me rephrase that. That is a holster where the gun is put inside to hold it. You cannot come in here.
Well, I tell you what, you're right. I can put a gun in this holster, and I understand your.
He wants to put $1,000 on some random person's books, but is already making it so that he can't even clear the security checkpoint. Frauditors can't do basic things like go through security checkpoints without incident. Attempting to bring in a holster is part of a weapon system along with the magazines, ammunition, and the firearm, none of which are allowed in this building. It's always about being disruptive and making a scene. A reasonable person would have left the holster in the vehicle where the firearm is.
Your rationale there is it's safety and security. But let me tell you something. I can put a gun in my pockets of my pants. So here, I'm going to leave my pants here.
Sir, can you pull your
No.
pants back up?
I'm going to take everything.
Can you please, Sarge, he doesn't pull out his
Here you
pants.
go. Here you go.
You can pull your pants back on.
You want to know why or you care? No. You want to know why I came off?
Why?
Because I've been through 8 county buildings today. I said, I can't come in with this. There's a dude who said, that's because this is part of a gun. And I said, okay, let me hear you right. This is part of a gun. And she goes, well, let me change that. You can put a gun in it. I'm like, I agree. That could be dangerous. I can put a gun in it. So I can put a gun in my pockets too. So I'm going to leave for safety and security. Any problem coming in closer? We're going to discuss it without my pants on. I'm not trying to make a scene. Your officers make a scene when they say this is.
What a production here. This was obviously planned from the beginning. The rationale to strip your pants off because you can hold a gun in the pockets? Is there a need to take off your pants? He was going to walk through the metal detector with his pants on and his shirt on. There's no need to take it off. I'm almost certain this is what the visit is about, to make a commotion at the security checkpoint, and right now, he is disrupting governmental operations.
Go now.
That's ridiculous. And it irritates me.
Well, I'm sorry,
I'm irritated, and when I get irritated, my pants come off. Because I get hot, my shirt makes me come off. So you get me hot.
Uh-oh.
I get it. You don't want me in here.
No, put your pants back on.
Is there a problem with the holster?
I don't have a problem with it. But first, I don't know how you get your
I
pants
don't
back
know. Okay, you don't have a problem with the holster. You already know what I do. I don't want to put the pants on and then the holster and then show I got some pants on.
So is that what you want
Right now, until I talk to your sergeant and figure out this bullshit.
on. Hey, talk to me, sir.
What's on my leg is
Sir.
none of your business. Tell your
You're
officers to stop
talking to me now.
Well, tell them to stop talking to me.
Put your pants back
I was putting my pants on until
Put your pants
your officer
sir.
opened their cock
on.
holster.
Put your pants back on.
Okay? They talk to me, I'm gonna talk to them. That's how this
Well, I
works.
don't think you can have that anyway.
Control over people. Part of a gun.
What court are you going to?
I'm going to Florida 3 to pay some fees on people who cannot afford to pay their fees. I'm a journalist. Not a professional, but I'm a journalist. I own Internal Affairs Media LLC in San Antonio. And I'm doing a story where I come down here and I drop about $1,000 on people that are having a hard time paying their fees. I've been through 8 meetings today without an issue, except for probation, which we're working with the chief to solve that issue. So I'm doing their case. There was no issues with this. I can't believe the whole thing. I respect. I was just waiting. That's the money that's right.
Yeah, you can. They can give you. I gotta stay close to this.
Let's do it the best for the carry.
That should be good. Carries on my- What if you did? Where they can't shoot me? If I try to kill somebody? in here?
Because there's no background, so people are allowed to have it. So you have to different questions.
Okay. I'm not going to answer that question. My parole officer said not to be answering
Then I'll
questions
look
from
at that
sergeants.
ballistic gun.
Huh?
I'll look at that ballistic gun.
Well, that's okay. That perfect. Hey,
But depending on your criminal background.
Sergeant Green?
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Green.
Some people are allowed to have
The
ballistic
The
plates.
fact that you responded to me, because I'm not going to tell you whether I'm a felon or not. I know that's what you get at. Felons can't have body armor. I'm not going to ask you any questions about my criminal background. What I can tell you is I can assure you that I am not going to break, nor have I broken one single law. I'll tell you that much. The fact that you responded, that you'll check it, okay, fine. But, I mean, if your rules are that you don't allow body armor in here, look, it's a dangerous, this is a dangerous place. And if a mass shooting happens, I want to increase my chances of survivability.
Okay. So they have
I'll put
ballistic.
my body in the way of yours to keep you alive.
I'll worry
That's
about
the kind
that.
of person I am.
Shoot 'em.
Hopefully you don't have one. I did have a check.
Now he wants to bring body armor into the courthouse. He also says he's going to jump in front of that constable to save his life. The constable reacts in a way everyone reacts when they hear people talk of unproven bravery and valor. It's just talk. He's not going to get in the court today.
So I've never heard anything so ridiculous in my life than you can't come in with a holster because it's part of a gun. And then it changed to you can't come in with the holster because you can put a gun in it. The reason I took off my pants is because I agreed that it was a safety concern that you could put a gun in a holster. So I took off my pants because you can also put guns in pockets. I was going to take off my shirt as well because you can actually fit a gun inside these pockets as well. Knives, guns, all kinds of things. So I agreed, but then they didn't like when the clothes come off. I was trying to do, safety and security is of the utmost importance in a courthouse. And by God, if they don't want holster, if they don't want anything in here that could hold a gun, no pants, no shirt.
So I thought this was a story about allegedly random paying fines. Now it became about fighting over an empty holster, which would have been easier to remove and take it to the car than taking off your pants. There is going to be supposedly a part 2, which, if he passes screening, will just be as an irrational attempt for him to pay $1,000 in fines for a random juvenile.
Preston?
Like I told you, I've been to 8 buildings.
Okay. And they gave you Chief Shaw's number? He's over the courthouse complex. So unless you're more than welcome, take the holster back to your car and come in the building. So long as you have your holster on, per our policy, you can't come in the building.
Do you know what policy number that is?
Wait, just let me ask a question, sir. So this policy that has listed that holsters are not allowed into the building,
Yes, sir.
just for the record, your chief is saying that policy existed prior to right now?
Yes. That's what the lieutenant just informed me.
Lieutenant?
Yes,
or the
Lieutenant
chief?
Adams.
You said chief.
But she's going to refer you to Chief Shaw. If you have questions on the policy,
Okay, you mentioned chief. Okay,
Okay.
Now I understand. It's Lieutenant Adams.
Lieutenant Adams, I spoke to her
Said that
to
this
clarify.
policy-
She clarified it and she said, yes, you cannot bring a holster into the building. If you have a question
Right, I get that part.
or complaint,
I know, I get that part.
Okay.
But what I wanted to establish is this policy existed prior to just now.
Yes.
Officers should trespass him from the building due to his activity at the entrance and the disruption of the government operations by stripping down at the entrance. He has other methods to pay this $1,000 allegedly that he was going to randomly contribute to someone's fine. He can do that online or through the mail. This is a perfect opportunity. I know that there's this misconception that you can't be trespassed from a government building. And so he is already fitting this criteria when we look at the Texas Penal Code 38.15, interference with public duties. A person commits an offense if that person with criminal negligence interrupts, disrupts, impedes, or otherwise interferes with a peace officer while the peace officer is performing a duty or exercising authority imposed or granted by law. So when we look at that security checkpoint, the officers have all the authority of the law to conduct that security checkpoint. And he is there for that sole purpose. When you look at his rationale of stripping down because he can have, this is bordering pretty much on a criminal negligence of interrupting and disrupting, impeding that security checkpoint. So at that point, you may not be able to charge for it, but most definitely this person can be escorted, told to leave the building, and barred from the building.